gonna start rapping, man. And then everybody gonna be saying, man, I'm being Roy Jones Jr. I'm coming out like Roy. Y'all must have forgot. Yeah.
With talks of a potential showdown heating up, Terence Crawford isn't holding back. He's calling out Canelo Alvarez directly, making it clear he's ready to dominate boxing like a true legend. But Crawford isn't just talking, he's shaking things up in a big way. He stated, "We shall see where Terence Crawford leads. As I said, the future is bright. The sport is going in the right direction. But this isn't just a statement. It's a direct challenge to Canelo." With his determination and fearless words, Crawford is making one thing clear. He's coming for the spotlight Canelo has owned for years. His message? There's only room for one king in boxing, and he's ready to take the crown. Adding even more hype, Amir Khan, who has stepped into the ring with Crawford, made a bold claim of his own. Khan confidently said that the undefeated champion has everything it takes to dethrone Canelo Alvarez.
Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight.
This isn't just respect, it's a straight-up challenge to Canelo's dominance. Khan's words suggest that Crawford's sharp skills and precision could expose weaknesses no other fighter has managed to. And with strong backing from a former opponent, the message is clear. Crawford might be the one to finally bring Canelo's reign to an end. The boxing world is already buzzing with excitement, and Khan's statement has only made things even more intense. But Crawford didn't stop there. He took it up a notch, claiming that just his presence alone is enough to shake Canelo Alvarez and his legacy. Crawford hinted that Canelo's hesitation to accept the fight, or his sky-high financial demands, aren't smart tactics but signs of fear. He's pushing the idea that the Mexican superstar is avoiding what's bound to happen. The message is crystal clear. Canelo knows what's at stake, and stepping into the ring with Crawford could put his title as boxing's top name in serious danger. This is more than just a rivalry. It's a fight for legacy, and Crawford is making sure the world knows exactly who's got the upper hand.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say, I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him, I'm a threat to his legacy.
Terence Crawford isn't just talking big. He truly believes he can take down Canelo Alvarez, and his years in the ring back it up. As a champion who has beaten fighters of all sizes, he isn't intimidated by Canelo's power. Adaptability has always been one of Crawford's greatest weapons, and now he's ready to prove it on the biggest stage of his career. I just think, his punching power and his physical size are the only things I really have to worry about. Addressing the key strengths, Crawford said. He knows these are Canelo's biggest advantages, but he's not shaken. This isn't just respect for Canelo's skill. It's a calculated breakdown of the challenge ahead. Crawford isn't backing away from facing a bigger, stronger fighter. Instead, he sees it as just another hurdle to clear. His words send a clear message. He acknowledges Canelo's strengths but refuses to be intimidated. A fight between them would be a test of skill, strategy, and willpower, something Crawford is already preparing for mentally. His track record of fighting larger opponents speaks for itself, he added. But who knows? Once we get in the ring, we don't know how I'll handle his punching power or his size. Having battled bigger fighters throughout his career, Crawford knows exactly what it takes, only reinforcing his confidence. But this isn't just talk. It's a quiet warning. He's not just discussing the unknowns of the fight. He's reminding everyone that he's been here before. Bigger rivals, tougher challenges. For him, this is just another day in the ring. The message is clear. While Canelo's power may scare some, for Crawford, it's just another fight. These statements only fuel the anticipation, setting up a potential showdown that could shake up the boxing world. Now all eyes are on Canelo. Will he take the fight? Crawford's bold words were already making waves in the boxing community. But things got even more serious when Oscar De La Hoya weighed in. The legendary fighter and promoter didn't hold back, making it clear where he stood. He believes Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo Alvarez. First of all, I give Crawford all the credit in the world for even considering fighting Canelo, but if that fight ever happens, I have Crawford winning 1,000%, De La Hoya said. And people might say, oh well, you're contradicting yourself. Maybe I am, but Crawford is a big guy. He can handle Canelo because they're the same size. Coming from a Hall of Famer, this wasn't just an opinion, it was a direct shot at Canelo's dominance. De La Hoya's endorsement suggests that Crawford's unmatched skill and high-ring IQ might be the key to finally dethroning Canelo. And considering De La Hoya knows exactly what it takes to stay at the top, his words carry serious weight. This statement put a major dent in Canelo's aura of invincibility. The narrative is shifting, and cracks in his legacy are becoming harder to ignore. Oscar De La Hoya backing Crawford sent shockwaves through the boxing world, but the story didn't end there. The focus quickly turned to Canelo Alvarez, who finally broke his silence on the possible mega fight. His response was sharp and unapologetic, an attempt to shift the pressure back onto Crawford. Canelo flat out rejected the idea of a catchweight fight. He refused to meet Crawford halfway. Instead, he issued a challenge of his own, making it clear that if Crawford wanted this fight, he would have to step up to 168 lbs, Canelo's division. This wasn't just a response, it was a power move, a firm reminder of who still runs boxing.
So first of all, I give Crawford all the credit in the world for even thinking about possibly fighting Canelo, but if that fight ever takes place, I have Crawford 1,000%. And people are going to say, oh, well, you're contradicting yourself. I kind of am, but Crawford is also a big guy. Crawford is a big guy who can handle a Canelo because they're the same size.
Canelo's refusal to meet Crawford halfway sparked debate and added to the controversy, especially given Crawford's incredible skill and adaptability. Critics questioned whether demanding the fight at 168 lbs was a show of confidence or a strategic move to gain the upper hand. Was Canelo trying to tilt the odds in his favor? Eddie Hearn weighed in on the heated discussion, casting doubt on whether Crawford could handle such a big jump in weight, even while praising him as a once-in-a-generation talent. Hearn wondered if the physical demands of fighting at 168 lbs would be too much, even for someone as skilled as Crawford. His concerns weren't just about size, they hinted at the idea that even the greatest fighters have their limits. Yet, despite his doubts, Hearn acknowledged that Crawford's elite boxing IQ and technical mastery might give him a real shot. His remarks only deepened the debate among fans and experts, leaving the boxing world wondering, would this fight actually happen? Or would it become one of the sport's biggest what-ifs?
I can't go down anymore, but like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, he needs to enjoy his fight. Okay, he deserves it. He deserves it. I like Spence, but I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
Thank you very much.
Even though Eddie Hearn initially questioned whether Terence Crawford could compete at 168 lbs, he didn't shy away from analyzing how the fight might unfold. As an experienced promoter with deep knowledge of the sport, he broke down Crawford's possible game plan against Canelo Alvarez. Hearn stressed that Crawford's adaptability and ring intelligence could be the keys to handling the size and power difference. Crawford would likely fight defensively and stay on the back foot against Canelo, he said. That's the smartest way to do it. The last thing you want is to stand and trade with Canelo, especially with the weight gap and everything else. Hearn's analysis acknowledged the danger of facing Canelo at his peak, a lethal mix of power and precision that has dismantled even the best fighters. By suggesting a defensive approach, He highlighted Crawford's ability to outthink and outmaneuver opponents. However, this strategy also raised a big question. Could Crawford truly neutralize Canelo's relentless pressure? This fight wouldn't just be about skill. It would be a battle for control over both the pace and the terms of the fight. The controversy surrounding the matchup only intensified. Hearn's breakdown added another layer to the debate. But Crawford wasn't done making his stance clear. Known for his fearless mentality inside and outside the ring, Crawford turned the focus back to his own strengths. With the pressure building and all eyes on him, he delivered a strong and unapologetic message, especially directed at Canelo Alvarez. Crawford made one thing clear. He isn't here for mind games or what-if scenarios. His focus is on what he does best, dominating opponents with skill, precision, and relentless determination. This wasn't just confidence, it was a warning. Crawford is ready to step into the ring with his signature aggression and pinpoint accuracy, daring anyone, including Canelo, to...
In all honesty, I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
With Nadramov, yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outside.
The message couldn't be any clearer. Crawford isn't backing down. He thrives on proving doubters wrong and defying expectations. With his bold statement, the stage is set for a fight that could redefine both fighters' legacies and finally answer the question of who truly rules boxing. But Crawford's words aren't just talk. They're backed by relentless preparation. As speculation over the Canelo fight continues to dominate headlines, Crawford is putting in the work. He's sharpening his skills, pushing his limits, and training with an intensity that proves he's leaving nothing to chance. Every session is another step toward proving that he is, without question, the best in the sport.
Yeah, I can't rap. That's what I'm saying. So I gotta stick to what I know. I beat people up.
Oh, God.
I beat people up. You know what I mean?
Crawford's dedication makes one thing clear. He's ready to face any challenge, even the tough task of stepping into Canelo's weight class. His relentless work ethic speaks volumes about his hunger for greatness, leaving little doubt that he's gearing up for the biggest fight of his life. While critics question whether he can handle Canelo's size and power, Crawford is laser-focused on proving them wrong in the most decisive way possible. The growing buzz around this potential showdown only fuels his determination, making the fight even more electrifying. Crawford's intense training has already turned heads, but it's not just the work he's putting in, it's how he's doing it. Former opponent Sean Porter, who has felt Crawford's power firsthand, shared an eye-opening take on what sets him apart. Porter's insight revealed a deeper side to Crawford's preparation, one that challenges traditional boxing wisdom and highlights his ability to evolve. "I've felt his strength," Porter said. "Something clicked for me last week. I realized Terence has been hitting the weights for a long time, something boxers are usually told not to do." His words offer a rare glimpse into Crawford's unconventional approach. Unlike most fighters who avoid weight training to maintain speed and flexibility, Crawford has mastered the balance, building strength without losing his sharpness. This unique strategy is a major reason why he stays ahead of the competition, blending power and finesse like few others can. Porter continued, "Terence knew he was going to move up to 147, so he started hitting the weights early. No, he's not out here benching 250 lbs or anything crazy, but he's adding just enough muscle density to make a real impact." He praised Crawford's ability to transition smoothly between weight classes, saying, "When he moved up to 147, he filled in perfectly. Now, at 154, the same thing is happening. He's going to settle in better than anyone expects." This calculated progression isn't just about bulking up. It's about mastering each division with precision. Crawford's ability to adapt at every level proves his commitment to dominating the sport, no matter how big the challenge. For Canelo, who thrives on overpowering opponents, this transformation presents a serious threat. If Crawford dominates, his next opponent in a way nobody expects, especially in terms of strength and power, People are going to start asking questions, Porter said. They'll wonder, what's he doing? Is it something unnatural? But it's none of that. He's simply been preparing for this moment his entire career. Porter's comments challenge the idea that Crawford's rise in weight is a fluke. His success isn't about luck or shortcuts. It's the result of years of calculated preparation and perfecting his craft. That's why Crawford's name sends chills through the boxing world. The message is clear. His preparation isn't just about facing Canelo. It's about proving he belongs at the top, regardless of weight class or opponent. As the boxing world watches closely, Porter's words add to the growing belief that Crawford is ready to change the sport. Sean Porter's insight into Crawford's training painted the picture of a fighter ready for any challenge, but even he acknowledged the danger that Canelo Alvarez brings to the ring. Porter pointed out Canelo's devastating punching power, especially in the early rounds, where the Mexican superstar is known to overwhelm his opponents. Canelo's aggressive style and ability to break down fighters with heavy shots make the first few rounds a crucial test for Crawford. But despite the danger, Porter highlighted Crawford's ability to adapt and exploit weaknesses. Canelo's pace naturally slows as the fight progresses, and that's where Crawford's endurance, precision, and tactical brilliance could take over. This fight wouldn't just be about raw power. It would be a battle of skill, strategy, and sheer determination.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend.
As talk about a possible showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez heats up, trainers and boxing analysts are sharing their opinions. One of them is the highly respected trainer Buddy McGirt, whose insights carry serious weight in the boxing world. McGirt offered a fresh take on Crawford's strategy, focusing on how weight might factor into the fight. His comments highlighted Crawford's undeniable talent and ability to step up to any challenge. They should keep it under 168 to stay in top shape, McGirt said. Whether he's 164 or 165 on fight night, Terence is skilled enough to handle business no matter what. McGirt's confidence in Crawford is bold and controversial. Many question whether Crawford can handle the power of a bigger, stronger Canelo, but McGirt believes his technical skills and adaptability can neutralize the size difference. This perspective challenges the popular belief that Canelo's raw power would control the fight, instead suggesting that Crawford's ability could even things out. His take adds another layer to the debate, further dividing fans and analysts. McGirt's trust in Crawford only strengthens the fighter's reputation as a rare talent, capable of taking on any challenge. With each new opinion, excitement for this potential fight keeps growing. However, not everyone is as optimistic. Elite boxer Demetrius Andrade, who knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, sees things differently. While he respects Crawford's ability, he's doubtful about his chances against Canelo. Canelo is a big bad wolf, Andrade said. He knows how to move, block, and take powerful shots. I don't think Crawford can beat him, but he can still put up a good fight. Andrade sees Canelo as an almost unstoppable force, highlighting his vast experience, top-tier defense, and ability to absorb heavy punches. While he acknowledges that Crawford can hold his own, he ultimately questions whether he can overcome Canelo's dominance. His take brings a reality check to the discussion, underscoring the massive challenge Crawford would face. Yet, just as Andrade's doubts sparked debate, British fighter Conor Benn presented another viewpoint. Known for his sharp analysis and fearless approach, Benn believes Crawford has what it takes to compete with anyone between 154 and 160 pounds. His comments show strong faith in Crawford's adaptability and skill, reinforcing the idea that this fight would be about more than just size and strength. With every new perspective, the divide between supporters and skeptics widens. One thing is clear: the boxing world is completely captivated by the idea of Crawford versus Canelo. And if it ever happens, it could go down as a defining moment in boxing history. And called this matchup a true test of boxing intelligence, where strategy and skill matter more than raw power. Instead of focusing on size and strength, he highlighted the mental chess match that would take place in the ring. This isn't just another fight. It's a battle of precision, tactics, and the ability to outthink and outmaneuver an equally skilled opponent. Conor Benn's perspective on Crawford versus Canelo offered a fresh take, framing it as a showdown of wits rather than brute force. Adding to the conversation, respected trainer Robert Garcia shared a more balanced opinion, landing somewhere between doubt and confidence. He acknowledged the challenges Crawford would face, but also recognized the qualities that make him a serious threat to Canelo. Garcia stated, "With Terence Crawford, it's a pretty even fight, even though a lot of people see it as a mismatch. I think Crawford puts up a real challenge." His insights push back against the belief that this fight would be a one-sided affair in Canelo's favor. Garcia emphasized Crawford's deep skill set and ability to rise to the occasion while still respecting Canelo's dominance. In his view, Crawford has the tools to turn this into a battle for greatness. The range of opinions from trainers, fighters, and analysts shows just how big this potential fight could be. Crawford's adaptability and sharp technique would go up against Canelo's brute power and relentless aggression. Both fighters bring elite talent and high-level strategy, setting the stage for a historic clash. With legacies, dominance, and the future of boxing on the line, this fight could change the sport as we know it. It's not just about winning, it's about proving who truly rules boxing. So, what's your take? Can Crawford handle Canelo's size and power? Or will Canelo prove too much for the pound-for-pound king? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for exclusive boxing content. Stay tuned for the latest updates and insights on the biggest fights in the sport.